there?
It's me.
She said, it's me.
Hi, Margaret.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. Hi, Mike, Joe, Don, Roger, Mary. Thank you all for joining us today. All right, and welcome to today's version of Glad You Asked. So we have quite a few topics that we're going to talk about today. And so, and as you hear, we have a special guest that's going to talk about an upcoming exciting training that we have. So of course, we're going to save the best for last. So we've got a couple of announcements that we need to just refreshers, if you will. And then we have two brief topics that we're going to talk about. And then we will have our guest, Margaret, tell you a little something about the commercial training that's coming up next month. All right, and so let's get started. We're going to start with a couple of reminders. So we've been having a couple of calls or questions or concerns, and want to make sure that you guys know not only does the do not call list apply to you as agents making calls, but make sure that if you have an assistant or if you have an ISA that are making calls for you, that they are also complying with the do not call rules and laws that we have to abide by. So just a little refresher, or reminder there, it does apply to us as brokers, but also to our assistants if they're making calls on our behalf. Okay, so just wanted to give you a refresher about that one. And then also one other thing. Oh, for agents that are in the Hillsborough area, we have scheduled a lunch and learn for this month. So if you're in the Hillsborough area, or if you can be, it's going to be on Tuesday, March 29th. So we have a guest speaker coming in. He's going to provide lunch. And so just wanted to give you all that heads up. Jonathan will send more information and details out so that you can get signed up. So just want to give you a heads up for the Hillsborough area. On Tuesday, March 29th, we're going to have a lunch and learn. So mark your calendars. It's going to be at 11 a.m. All right.
Are you able to tell us, Tiffany, the topic of this lunch and learn?
So it's going to be about supplemental insurance, something that you know, as real estate brokers, sometimes we don't have as much insurance or coverage that you might want or need. And so a discussion about some options that are available and how to make sure that you are well covered or well insured when you are a 1099. And so it's going to be an educational and very interesting discussion. And like I said, there'll be lunch. So we're just excited to start to have something back over here in this area for the agents that may not be able to get to in-person Burlington activities. So just letting you know, we've heard you and we're working on it, and we'll have some more lunch and learns coming up here in the next month or so. We're working on a few other options. Okay, I see a question. When was that date? It is Tuesday, March 29th at 11 a.m. Tuesday, March 29th. 11 a.m. All right, great. So those are the announcements. And now, Teresa, you had something you wanted to say about an event that took place yesterday.
Yes, I do. I gotta say this. I was so excited and happy to be among the Market Center agents yesterday. So let me say congratulations to all of those who won awards, our bronze agents and gold agents and silver and double platinum and quadruples. I know I'm making this up, but we have some great agents at this office, and it looks like a lot of the ones who are here today were actually recipients of rewards. So congratulations to all of you. This Market Center would not be what it is without you. Sarah got an award yesterday. So exciting. Yes, the McCanns, Mike and Carrie and Beth and Pete and Miss Margaret. You know, what can you say about Margaret, right? I mean, she gets an award every day in my book. Roger and Terry Abbott, Joe Don, I mean, Mary, thank you all. Congratulations to all of you. And we're so happy. And Judy, yes. How I didn't forget Judy. See, that's what happens when you start calling names, you mess up. But Judy as well. So congratulations to all of you and the Wilson team. Absolutely. Thank you all for being a part of this Market Center. I am just happy to know all of you. I really am. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Love you all. Congrats.
All right. And so just wanted to say congratulations. We're so proud. Keep up the good hard work. We know this is a challenging market, an unprecedented type of market that we're in. And so to continue to have success and to thrive in this market is definitely noteworthy. And we just want to say great job. Keep up that hard work. And we're doing our part to provide more and more opportunities, information, and things for all of you. Okay, so we're excited. We're proud of you. Great job. Now, today's topics. We're going to start with topic number 1. Coming soon listings receiving multiple offers. Coming soon listings receiving multiple offers. Okay, so we've had several agents that have listings that don't even make it live to market. They get so many offers in sight unseen coming soon, many of them with escalation clauses and addendums. And so we wanted to talk about how to handle if you are a listing agent getting these kinds of offers that are sight unseen coming soon, what you can and what you can't do, because there were questions. We had an agent recently that got so many offers that her sellers decided they wanted to raise the price before it ever went live. And the question was, can they do that? Of course they can. You can change the price at any point. And so, just topics about what do you do and how do you manage and what was the thought process behind that in this kind of a market. All right, so before we talk about or give you some thoughts about what to do there, have any of you all had multiple offers in a coming soon situation? Anyone here have that happen yet? No one here? Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Roger says he's had it. All right, Roger, would you like to share with us about your experience?
Sorry, I was trying to get my computer to cooperate. Terry's right here beside me. Yeah, we can share. What was it? Did we have 4 offers when we were in coming soon? 4 offers in coming soon. Probably the biggest question we were asked by all agents contacting us was, are you guys going to accept an offer before, we had put it in the listing on this date? That's when the seller's going to make a decision. And they were all asking us, are you guys going to go under contract before that date? And we just told them, no, we're going to make sure that everybody gets a fair shot at this.
Okay, great. Thank you, Roger, so much for sharing that, because that's what we're running into is not only are you getting multiple offers during coming soon, sight unseen, but then some of them are trying to put pressure. They're trying to put, expiration clauses. They're trying to force the seller to make a decision before it ever goes live. So some of the questions and the discussion is about what's in the best interest of your client and about keeping your word once you advertise something. So like Roger said, they already advertised that it was going to be a certain date for the decision. And so it's very difficult if you advertise one thing to then go and do something else. You're going to get a lot of pushback and then potentially some complaints as well. So you want to, in this market, with the craziness of the market, you want to have these discussions with your seller up front, and you want to have a plan with your seller about several topics. When are you going to discuss making a decision or making an offer? Is there a price point that the seller would decide before going live that they will actually accept an offer, or are they going to wait until they go to market? I wanted to share one specific scenario with you guys and what that agent and those sellers did, and then get some of your thoughts or ideas or questions. Okay, so we have an agent. This was a listing in Raleigh that happened recently. And as I mentioned, this particular agent her sellers decided they got so many offers, so many multiple offers during coming soon that they raised the list price by $40,000. Okay. Now the comps would suggest that this home should have been priced about 40,000 less than what they listed it for. And the offers that they were getting were so high that they went up another 40. Okay. And so it seemed pretty astronomical, this price, but it was based off of the offers that they were already receiving. And so just to let you know, and again, in Raleigh, it might be a little more insane than in some other areas, Mebane, but let me tell you, I'm hearing way crazy offers in Mebane and everywhere. What ended up happening in that particular transaction is that the agent they went live, they allowed 1 day of showings. They had over 40 showings in 1 day. They received multiple offers, not just the ones from before, but also the day of. And that house ended up going under contract for over 100,000 more than the increased list price. So, I mean, you guys, this market in some areas, it's literally insane. And on top of all of that, it wasn't like there was just one person that did this way super high offer. There were multiple offers, 100,000 over ask in this Raleigh location. And we're talking about a townhome in Raleigh. So I want to let you guys, first I want to open your eyes to what's happening and how these agents are trying to put some pressure to make decisions during coming soon, what you can do, and is it okay to do things like raise the price? The thought process there was to prevent people who are not even at that price point from wasting their time. They're trying to help some of these agents out because they could see that this house was actually going to go significantly higher than what they originally listed it for. So they were doing that as an act of mercy, if you will, for agents that were not in that higher, or for buyers that were not in that higher price point. And so that was the thought process that the agent and sellers had for raising the price even during that coming soon period. And so again, there were multiple offers, even $100,000 over the raised list price. And of course, they're willing, these were cash offers. So the appraisal wasn't even an issue. And so I wanted to present that scenario to you all to let you know how competitive and how exceptional these offers are. And this is just the beginning of March. Okay, so you guys need to really pay attention and prepare your buyers and, let them know that these 50, 100,000 over ask is not unusual in this market. It is happening, and it's happening regularly. Okay, so if you're going to get competitive, you're going to have to quickly educate your buyers about what it takes to win a bid in this market. The winning bid in that particular listing that we're talking about only won by $1,500. So there was another offer that was that close to the winning offer there. All right. So any questions, thoughts, any challenges that you have in a listing of your own or coming one now, and how to prepare for that?
So I can throw something in. I can top that one, actually. I had I don't believe in using the coming soon altogether. It just complicates things. So I don't use coming soon. I do take advantage of the 48-hour window we have for making a listing active before we start showings. I do that. I talk to my sellers and offer them the advantages of waiting until that offer deadline passes and not before. Even if someone were to come over and offer something beautiful with an expiration, and now I'm starting to say in my agent remarks, no expirations, no escalations. I mean, I used to love escalations when I was on the buyer side. I think it, from a seller standpoint, just bring me your top number. So yeah. I've come to that, you're going to reveal your top number anyway when you write up your escalation clause. Just bring it.
Right.
Right, so, but yeah, I had a listing in Raleigh also that I priced at 500 and it's under contract over 200, over 200,000 over asking. I had 23 offers. One thing that I did learn from that was now what I'm doing is I am not going to allow overlapping showings anymore, because what I found, and neighbors took pictures of the cars like lining both sides of the road, 12 deep. And I got feedback that, and it was a good sized house, but I still got feedback that, it was really hard to evaluate the house well enough because there were so many people there. Now what I'm going to do is just schedule 15-minute blocks and no overlapping showings to avoid that same thing, knowing that, someone who's there for 15 minutes may stay 30, and somebody may come 15 minutes later, but at least you won't have 12 people there, 12 parties at once. So, I really think, I hate it when we see these listing agents who change. They said that they would take offers one day and then instead you turn around and they're gone, 3 days prior. So I think it's really critical to stick with what you set and point out, highlight to your sellers the benefit in waiting. I mean, it's for their good as well. And like I said, I don't subscribe to the coming soon at all because I don't want to get into what you just described.
Can
All
I
right.
ask something?
Thank you, Judy. Yes, Beth.
Judy, that was interesting about the 48-hour window. We list a lot of houses, but that's something I wasn't familiar with. And is that in all 3 MLSs? Do you know?
I can't say. It's in Triangle. It's in Triangle.
Right.
In fact, there was a listing last week that I saw that had, I think it was like Monday, and he had showings blocked through Saturday. And, and I went to the TMLS help desk and I said, what happened to the 48-hour window? And have the rules changed? And they came back at me and said, no, he's in violation. We're going to alert him. And sure enough, he changed it. So he changed it to a no showing status until he got closer in. So I can't say that's about other MLSs, but Triangle is, they've got that 48-hour rule. So 48 hours gives you the opportunity to be active, right? So now I'm not, flip-flopping statuses. Now I'm active right from the get-go. And, I'm perfectly legal. So normally if I'm starting showings Friday, I'm activating Wednesday, or, if I play it right, maybe even Tuesday night to roll up for Wednesday morning. So the search engines start populating. And I got plenty of visibility come Friday when my showings start.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Teresa, were you going to jump in and share the other MLSs?
I wasn't because I have too many. We're members of so many, and it's hard for me to keep all of them straight in my head. But I was going to say, reach out to your MLS.
Right.
Or the MLSs and see what their rules are, which could vary from
MLS to MLS. Right. I was going to say the same thing. I know Triangle does have 48. I do think that Alamance and Triad may only have 24. So double check your specific MLS to find out for sure what window that is for you. Judy, thank you so much for sharing that thought. In planning in advance for what your strategy is going to be or when you're going to make a decision, don't forget even to plan for space in the showings and making sure not to have overlapping showings. That's a really good idea because it is insane the number of people that are going to look at a property at the same time or in one day. And one other thing to note about that is when it comes to the complaints from the neighbors, if you're getting pictures and cars are wrapped around the neighborhood and things like that, that is going to reflect negatively when they see your sign in the yard and what a big mess that was. And so that could reflect negatively on you as an agent if they were thinking about selling too. So you know, you really have to think forward through the entire transaction before you go live anywhere, because they're happening quick and fast and furious. And there's a lot of emotional people. There's a lot of frustration in this market. There's a lot that you have to account for. And so it's really important to avoid complaints, and especially commission complaints and, you know, and getting sued and things like that, to be careful about what you disclose or what you market, and to be careful to stick with that. So to have those discussions in advance and stick with whatever you advertise. Now, can a seller change their mind? They can, and you legally have to obey their instructions, but you want to be careful to explain, you know, what that looks like and what potentially could come out of a choice or a decision to do something other than what they have advertised. All right, Mike, I see your hand.
Thank you. So just for clarity, in the triangle, you can block it out for the 48 hours. Is that what you're saying, Judy?
Yes,
Block it for 48 and then go active, or it's active anyway, but then it goes, showings are allowed. Okay.
Yep.
I like that idea. I didn't realize you could do that. I mean, I've done it, but it was because the seller wasn't quite ready.
yeah. No, that's all. I was going to go back to Tiffany, what you said about the neighbors. So yeah, if you have too many cars, my seller made me aware. She said, please tell the buyers not to park on the grass near my neighbor's house, because they really pride themselves on their landscaping and all of that. You know, I think that's the other point to make, is that put something in your showing instructions also about, like, don't park on the neighbor's yard or whatever,
yeah.
because yeah, that does make you look really bad, and it makes them mad at you, especially if you're gonna be following up with, you know, a postcard, just sold your neighbor's home, would you like to sell, kind of thing.
Exactly. So these are all things that you have to keep in mind. Again, unique to this market, particularly because of such a huge push for a home right now. And one other thing I want to point out is all of that was for a price point at 500, and the house that I was talking about earlier, that price point was in the 600. So we're not even talking about starter homes. We're talking about, you know, this median range price homes that are still having countless showings and overlapping and that kind of thing. So don't think that you're priced out of a frenzy, because you're really not in this market. All right. So thank you guys for your input. Any questions, any thoughts or concerns, any ahas about that? How to prep for a new listing or coming soon? All right, so the next topic, this one's going to be a short, sweet one so that we can get to our guest of the hour, if you will. So this next topic is really a reminder, again, a revisiting about what to do if you are a listing agent and you're listing your own property. Okay, so there's two things that we want to give you a refresher on, and one of them is the actual policy that we have in the policies and procedures. It's a very short, sweet one. I'm going to read it to you, but also what your obligation is per the real estate commission when you are selling your own property. So we're just going to give you just two quick reminders, and then we're going to move on to our guest for the day. All right. And so let me just briefly read to you this policy. If you want to look it up, it's in the Market Center, in the intranet. If you go, you can look up the policies and procedures, and it's called Personal Transactions. Personal Transactions. It's number 31. All right. And it says, per KWRI, each agent is allowed 2 property transactions which the agent has ownership interest in annually, for which the company will not collect company dollar, only royalty. The file still has to be uploaded into Command for compliance. Transaction fee will apply. Agents are not permitted to sell their homes for sale by owner. Okay, and so that's important for you to know that if you are a KW Central agent, you do have to sell it through the firm, and you can sell 2 properties where you don't get company dollar deducted. And this is until you are capped. Now, once you're capped, if you can do whatever you want, but you still have to upload your documents into Command for compliance. Okay. And so just wanted to revisit the KW Central policy. And then the commission rules. When you are the listing agent, you are required to operate as an agent, even if you're the owner. So you know the rule is the owners don't have to disclose anything. But if you are a broker and the owner, you have to operate as an agent and disclose everything. So it's really important to know if you are selling a property that you own, you don't have the option of selecting no representation on that property disclosure. You have the duty to discover and disclose and accurately represent the condition of that property. We have a lot of agents that are investors, and that's fine. We have a lot of agents that are flipping and that kind of thing. It's important that you know, per the Real Estate Commission law and rules, you do have to fully disclose everything that you have knowledge of about that property, and you have the duty to discover and disclose about the property. Okay, so you cannot operate as a seller and choose no representation. If you are a licensee, you have to operate as a broker. All right. And so those were the reminders about that particular subject. If you have any questions about that, you can go to the Real Estate Commission's website, ncrec.gov, scroll down to the bottom, and they have a link there for the license law and rules. And you can click that link and go directly to the law and rules. The law is 93A-6 is the one in particular that we're talking about. And they also have a link to the license law and rule comments if you want it in plain English instead of just legalese. All right. So just a refresher for you all, as you're out there taking advantage of this market and you're investing, that's a wise thing to do, but make sure that you do it correctly. All right. All right. Well, now for the guest of honor, we are so excited to have Margaret McCann with us today. And she is going to give you a little bit of information about the training that is coming up next month. And so what is it, April the 13th from 10 to 12. Okay, so we have a commercial training, our first commercial training in who knows how long, April 13th from 10 to 12 in the Burlington Market Center training room. And so Jonathan's going to be sending out an invite. We are asking for RSVPs so that we can have the right number of packets provided. And so, Margaret, thank you so much for joining us. Will you tell us something about what you have coming up for us?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I appreciate the opportunity of talking to everyone, because everyone seems to think that commercial brokers make more money than everybody else, but they work harder too. So sometimes it takes, rather than 45 days to close a transaction, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 years to close a transaction. So you have to be diligent in what you're doing. So the course or excuse me, I've lost my train of thought. The class that's coming up, the commercial class that's coming up, we're going to talk about why. Why do you want to be a commercial broker? And by the way, it can't be just money. Okay. It has to be a desire. It has to be something in your heart that you want to do. Our national commercial arena is beginning to get more and more and more organized with KW, which is going to make it a lot easier to get training, online training, a lot of training. There are fees involved. They're over and above your normal fees that you're used to paying. And so we'll talk about that. Which area of commercial? We have lots of areas in commercial that you can zero in on: apartments, commercial, office and residential, farms, land. There's a lot of areas that you may have an interest in. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And we do have a local a local commercial broker Alliance. It was organized back in 2006. And so we would encourage the ones who are really serious about coming into the commercial arena to join our local board as a, it's actually under the umbrella of our residential board. So a lot of people don't know that, but we are organized. I really would like for everybody to RSVP. And if you're going and have some questions ready, some things that you thought about, and there is no dumb question. If there are dumb questions, I've already asked them all. Okay, so, and I may not have all the answers, but I'll sure try. And I really, really, really look forward to seeing a big group, because we are having a lot more people asking me questions. Inside of our office here, I get a lot of requests, and you can decide whether or not you really, really, really want to be a commercial broker, or if you just want to be a referral broker, you can do that as well. So we'll talk about a lot of things. I look forward to seeing everybody on April the 13th. It's on a Wednesday from 10 to 12 in the training room. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret, for that. Oh, I see something in the chat. It says, will the commercial training be available via Zoom or recorded for viewing after the training? You know, we do our best to record everything so we can make it available. So we'll speak with Jonathan about that, getting it recorded, and possibly on the YouTube channel as a referral for, and maybe that's a starting point if someone is interested in commercials. So we will certainly work on that. Will it be available Zoom? What do you all think? I hadn't thought about it, but what do you think? I'm going to put the question to you all. Should we make it available Zoom, or do we absolutely want everybody there in the room?
Margaret, do you have a preference?
No, ma'am. I have no preference. I'm fine with either way.
Okay.
I would like to have somebody in the room though.
Right?
I'll
Exactly.
be there.
I'm at my best in front of people.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think Pete waving. Pete sounds like he's going to be there too, Margaret. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be plenty of people in person too. So
Yeah. So
All
what
right.
we can make it available through Zoom. However, we will highly, highly suggest and recommend that if you want the materials, you need to be
Yes.
there in person. Yes.
Yes.
So that's what we'll do. Okay. Any questions for Margaret? I know she actually said, bring your questions. Now, we're not going to get into deep questions here because we're not prepared for that, but any just
High level.
questions now? Yeah, high level that Margaret can answer. What do
I
you
have
do?
a question for her.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
Margaret, which aspect of commercial do you like doing the most?
I guess if I had to put one thing on it, I would say it'd be land. Large parcels of land. I do best at that. I have done apartments, I've done commercial buildings, I've done commercial development, land development. I've done all of it. I've been doing this for about 40 years. And so it does open up doors for you. So you can have more, you can do more than one thing. You just need to make sure you know what you're doing. And I'll be glad to help you with that.
Good question, Roger. Thank you for that, Margaret. I see some things in the Zoom. Okay. Tara asked, can new agents sign up for this? Absolutely. New agents can sign up for it. As you're learning, add this to your belt. So you can even make a determination if commercial is for you. It's a lot to learn and takes years to learn it. And Margaret definitely has that under her belt and can help there. Sarah says, and you're right, Sarah, we can include more people over Zoom. So I think that is something we will do and include and encourage everyone to be there if they would like the information. Any other questions? I have one. What do we do until Margaret's training? Suppose an agent is approached by a potential client that has commercial property. and wants to sell or even buy, what do we do until we're ready? What do we do? What does that agent do?
Refers it to someone that has a commercial background, license, whatever.
There we go. That's it, Beth. Refer it to one of our commercial agents. Absolutely. Refer it to them, because there's some things that Margaret has access to, like that additional E&O that we don't have access to and we don't pay into. So there are some things that we don't have as residential agents that is privy to those commercial agents. So definitely do that. Any other question? Oh, I love it. The questions keep coming. What's the referral process if you do have a potential commercial client? Well, number one, if you don't feel comfortable going directly to Margaret, you come see me or Tiffany. Come see us and we'll point you in the right direction. We'll get you to Margaret. I know where Margaret's office is, so I can get to her.
Right.
Very good questions. Any other questions while we have her here? I know I'm looking forward to it. I
Me
am
too.
really looking forward to it. And if you all will give Margaret a great big thank you for agreeing to do this. She does not have to do this. And she agreed to do this for our market center and for all of you agents. So I'm just grateful to Margaret for even accepting the invitation and agreeing to do it. This is big, this is huge. And a lot of other, firms don't do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Margaret.
Margaret, are we going to talk about leasing?
Yes, we can talk about leasing. That's a whole nother, anyway, yes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Because even though I'm commercial, I haven't done much leasing, and I shy away from it because I hadn't understood it yet.
That's okay. I'm not sure that I'm the answer for it, but I'll sure try to help you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, we are just so excited about this option for all of you. And so thank you all who have attended today. Please get the word out if you know some other agents with the Market Center that are interested in commercial, and be on the lookout for, again, we talked about it earlier this year, but please make sure that Jonathan has your correct contact information. Be on the lookout for an email from him so that you can get registered for this training. And we don't want you to miss out because we don't have the right information for you. And so just double check, make sure you're receiving communications from him, like the newsletter, so that you'll definitely be on the list and get the opportunity to get registered. Margaret, thank you again so much. We're so excited and we appreciate you. And are there any other questions for any of us, for Margaret, for Teresa, for myself? Oh, I do see one hand. I was going to say, we'll give you some time back then, but okay, Ruth.
What was it?
I was just giving her an applause.
Oh, that was applause. Yay. We appreciate you, Margaret. Thank you.
I did have a question, but I can't think of what it was. I'm having a senior moment.
Wait a minute. You can't have a senior moment when you're a junior. Okay. Well, if there aren't any more questions, don't forget all your resources available. If you think of something later, please email the brokerincharge832@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to look into and get answers out there for you. Don't forget, again, Glad You Asked every other Thursday. We have a really interesting topic already planned for next week or next session. So make sure to keep tuning in. I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger, but you'll get the note that Jonathan texts out to give you the topic that day. So, but just know it's something good. We're always working on something really good for you guys. And so thank you so much for attending. And we are so glad you asked.
Have a good day, everybody. Thanks again, Margaret.
Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.